Hello parents, this is Dr. Shiva, consultant psychologist. Today we have an interesting topic, the battle hymn of the Tiger Mother, especially written by Amy Chua, a Chinese American, a professor in law and a mother of two children. So during the initial period of her motherhood, she had a confusion whether to follow the Chinese culture or American culture. So based on her intuition, she went on for having a cultural setting, especially based on the Chinese values. And after having experiences over years, she had written a book and she had given 9 principles. So let us see these 9 principles one by one. The first principle is Western parents have low expectation, which is the parents, they don't expect any standard. Even they have a substandard, they go for accepting it. They don't have any benchmark, a higher standard to go for a life or even education. So it is as is where it's basis, and they have to accept whatever the child has. Now we'll see the second principle. Self-esteem has to be earned. The Westerners, they are very afraid of poking the self-esteem of the children. And in the case, they don't have the guts to just correct the child, and they accept even the bad thing as a good thing. They don't have the way of just mentoring them to have a standard or even a benchmark. So now we'll see the third principle. Children do not self-regulate. That is, they have their own time and it will be a wasteful of time, and they don't have a way of getting out of the habit just browsing the social media as well as whiling away the time. The child has to be given a guideline. What is the things to be done for the health? What is the thing to be done for the food habit, the reading habits, or making the time management and others. The fourth one, fun will come only with the expertise of any one field. The children, they have to be given ways of areas, especially dramas, fine arts, the sports. Even if they are not interested, they have to be given some input, and which will they'll accept as well as appreciate in their later lives. So which will give some the horizontal thinking that they can accept the life as such. Let us see now the fifth principle. Failure and punishment will make kids better and stronger. So if at all the children are failing or even they are getting the punishment, we have to make them to feel that the shame as well as the fame should be equally regarded. And even if they are faltering or failing in any of the aspects, they should accept the failure. And if they undergo the punishment, they should accept it as a way of making the failure, and that's the way they wanted to go. This will make the children to improve upon where they lack, and they can improvise what are the skills they have, as well as they can enjoy the way of the failure, and they can treat the success as the same as well as the failure as the same. The sixth principle, rote, repetition, drill and practice are the ways for success. She is of the opinion only the practice will make the man. They have to practice. That is the way for success. Unless they have a practice, it is not possible to excel in life or even any of the skills they acquire. If the children are failing in their aspects, it means that the parents are failing. So we have to give them the room for practice, which will be the basis for any of the achievement or even the success. The seventh principle is honesty is better than a self-delusion. We should not have a way of disbelief or even the false belief that we have to say the spade as a spade. If a child is obese, we have to say she is very fat or he is fat. He has to make ways to mend it, and that is the one. We have to just tell the truth, the trend, what is happening in reality. So this will help them to understand what they are, and they can go for recuperating the experience or even the event or even whatever they have on the negative side. When you just appreciate even the substandard one, they'll be taking as granted that they are very fine, and they'll be going on as if they are the perfect one. So we should be very straight. You tell a truth is a truth, and that is the one we have to accept. The next principle, the eighth principle is only fine classical subjects are related to success. So in this, she claims that the children should be given a room for selecting their own subject, not depending on the present scenario. And they should enjoy whatever the subjects they are taking, and they should follow what is in their heart. They have to follow their passion rather than a profession, especially in medicine or whatever may be the case. The children should be given a wide range of area or subjects which they choose based on their passion. The ninth principle and the last principle, strict parenting is demonstration of love. She claims that tough love is a mode of making the child to understand what is right and what is wrong, and it will help the child to choose what they are, and they will move on in the right direction. So being strictness is not the way that they are torturing the child. It is only a demonstration of a tough love. Okay friends, all along we have seen the concepts of Amy Chua on the way of parenting and the way of a tiger mom. Now we'll see what are the characters of a real tiger. A mother tiger, she is very protective in nature. After consummation, the tiger will make nearly 93 days to 112 days for giving birth, and each litter she'll be having 2 or 4 cubs. So after 2 years, only 50% of the cubs will be remaining alive, and the parenting of the real tiger is she is very protective, and she won't allow even the male tiger to come inside and disturb the cubs as such. The way of parenting is that it is a solitude animal, and it will be going away from the group, and she will be mending on the cubs. As you all know, the cubs will be blind during the early days, and it is very difficult for the mother tiger to go for finding the food as well as nurturing them. The next one is the tiger mother will be taking 2 years for the next gestation period, and we have the biological one. So once in 2 years only, the male will come together with the female tiger. They go for mating, and they will have the littering. So the biological aspects of the tiger can be taken for the tiger mom parenting. Now we'll see the pros and cons of the tiger parenting. The tiger parenting is very strict. It will be having high standards of expectation, and it is total authoritarian in nature, some sort of supporting structures in that. When you consider the cons, the negative side, the children will be having the higher rate of depression. They feel alienated from the family, and they are set up with a high standard of expectation, and there is a benchmark. So when you put all these things, comparing the tiger mom, the real tiger mom, as well as the human tiger mom, we can take some aspects of the real tiger mom parenting, and we can combine with any other things what we have, what we perceive that it is very accommodative with the child, as well as it is accepted by the child. We have to go for a combination of authoritarian as well as we have to give some laser-free parenting. So when we want to have any of the principles in tiger mom, we should be very careful. For the reason, Amy Chua considered that though she had 2 children, one accommodated with the Chinese American, especially she went for the tiger mom. The other one could not come up with that bracket. She had her own way of American style, and we have to accept whether it is a Chinese parenting or American parenting. The child has its own role. Both have the plus as well as a minus. We have to be very careful in having the choice of the parenting. Hello parents, we have to be very careful that your children are not your children. It is the life's way of living. Please understand. Ask them to go for their own way. At least you be a guide, friend and philosopher. Thank you.